Alright. We are almost ready. Because it is almost time. For Omlette de Fromage, numero 3. 4. 34, of course. So let's drop the music act again. There we go. We don't need music. And welcome everyone to this week's Omlette de Fromage. Last week had to be cancelled. I was in tremendous pain from some problem with my shoulder. It's very much better now. I also was lacking some replays, to be honest, but now I received some and we have enough for an episode. But please make sure to send in your replays. Omlette de Fromage needs you. No replay, no show. Let's hop into game number 1. And by the way, we're gonna do a bonus game today because Jimmy sent me so many replays. I actually have enough to cast a bonus game today to make up for last week's non-episode. And StarCraft has stopped working. Nope, there we go. All right. Let's It's gonna be automaton. The Fizzbin logo is in place to cover up how long this game is gonna take. And in the top left, no, well, bottom left corner of the automaton, we have All Inspirations Ballad. The Terran in red facing off versus the blue Terran, which is Toggo Star. Whoosh whoosh. And it looks like Toggo Star is sending his fancy ass skinned SCV over to do some shenanigans. It's always Ballad getting cheesed. Or either Ballad, well, Ballad cheeses too, to be honest. Hey Ballad. Hey Ballad. Thanks for sending in the replays. There we go, Toggle Star. Gonna go for the good old proxy rags, the double proxy rags, maybe triple, who knows. Meanwhile, Ballad is walling off his ramp. He knows it's good to wall off ramps, even versus Terran, because, you know, might just save you from some Hellion run-bys or Marines streaming into your base, depending on what's gonna happen. But usually the Reapers are gonna be proxied, not the Mariners. His happy star is grinning on his building and in front of it as well, because this is a happy place. He is in a happy place. There is no war going on this side of the map. There's not even a barracks here. They are all across here. And obviously we're going to have Reapers already rallying into the... Is he going to see it? No, he's not going to see anything. Even a third one going down. This is super committed. The 3 Rex proxy is very committed. And of course, Ballad will spot this. I don't know why the cheesers don't wall off here immediately to just at least hide the fact. Wall off! You need to at least hide the fact, try and hide the fact that you don't have any barracks at home. Your rates of success will like skyrocket tremendously. But of course, that would mean delaying some Reapers here. But now Ballad knows what's up. He knows that there is no barracks here, so there's gotta be some barracks somewhere, or his opponent is just not doing anything. Which is probably not the case. And we have Reapers out. A bunker is being made. Rex has been, the factory has been dropped. And the Blue Reaper is at the end of his lifespan. A mule is being called by our hero Ballad, who has defended the first Reaper coming into this game. But the bunker is almost finished. Once the Reaper can go inside the bunker, he is pretty much safe from aggression. Of course, he can skim around with his Reapers, do some economic damage, but he cannot go close to production, and that means once Ballot gets a siege tank out, this push has ended. But he's gonna get a Hellion out instead. And we're piling up Reapers now here for blue. Blue. Yeah, I think you have to hide this better in order for this to work. Of course there's micro involved as well, but 2 Reapers and Hellions will be able to take this out, especially with the bunker there. Tech Lab is now being dropped at the factory as well. 3 Reapers versus now 3 Reapers. Well, 4, but yeah, 3 again. This is so held. Well done, Ballad. Not the best execution though by Togo. Togo, right? Yeah, Togo Star. Oh, Togo Star, and he has a star at his base. Now I get it. Factory being made at home here, but I think it's a little too late. As soon as Ballad realizes that the push is hold, he will just move across the map with the stuff he has and annihilate everything that's over there, because as soon as those racks lift off, there's no production. So there's 5 Reapers out and nothing more for the moment. And once... Oh, didn't this map have more ledges to jump up? There's one here and one here. What more do you want? There's also one here, I think. Is there, though? There's like this rail here. I haven't seen this. Oh, but he's blaming it on the ramps. That's the map fault. It's the map's fault, you know. Well, I mean, if it helps you deal with it, of course, why not? Reaper starts to die like flies on both sides. The barracks have almost reached home, and this will probably buy Togo some more time. He almost has a siege tank out, although he needs to finish the tech lab first. What? Yeah, the siege tank is half done. Of course, once the siege tank hits, this push gets shut down pretty hard. But you know, until then, there's only 1 Reaper and he's gonna lose some SCVs, which of course, he's already behind in SCVs. 5 to be exact. And this will just skyrocket now. Oh, gets into the base as well, gets on top of the siege tank. If he can take this out, he might have some chance, but the surround there with the SCV is beautifully held here by Togo Star. And he lives for now. I mean, he's behind. 6 workers behind, and army supply as well. Of course, Ballot has not stopped making stuff. He switched over to Marines now. Cloaking is on the way for the Banshees as well, so he's gonna transition into air. And might possibly expand, or is he just gonna go for the finish? I mean, the expansion is ready. It's not in an ideal position. It's gonna have to fly down quite a while, and Togo is transitioning into battle cruisers. You sly bastard. But of course, Ballad here spots the fusion core immediately, and there's absolutely no anti-air. It's not even a single Marine out. Ah, there are actually 3 Marines, but you know, Benji's cloak, Ballad's going to town on his enemy's SCVs. He's gonna take out the Mariners as well, possibly the siege tank. If you take out the Marines now, there will be nothing to stop you from killing everything your opponent has. And, you know, Togo just decides, fuck it, we're moving across the map. I have a battlecruiser on the way. I'm gonna destroy you with the battlecruiser. We're gonna be fine. But guess what? You're not. Because there's a siege tank here, and these siege tanks, well, even these 2 siege tanks can easily kill all of these SCVs. I'm not sure how many Marines it takes to take down a BC, but there's no more SCVs mining at the moment. Battlecruiser teleports immediately into Ballad's main base here, and will go to town on the SCVs here. Of course, he can get out 2 Vikings at a time, which will help. I think Vikings might be able to kite the battlecruiser. Anyway, those Marines should be able to take care of the battlecruiser. I don't think he can repair. The SCVs have moved down here though. But yeah, the Banshee is going to town on Togo's units. So, yeah, tanks and marauders, not the best combo to deal with the battlecruisers, to be honest, but the SCVs will die. And once those are gone, it's only a matter of time before the battlecruisers shall fall. There we go, 2 Vikings incoming. And if you attack with everything, I think the battlecruisers should fall. There we go. Just microwave the Viking that gets shot at, and yeah, the battlecruiser is super low. A couple more salva. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Repairing it now? You don't even have the money to repair it. Okay, he has 141 gas, so he's still mining gas as well. It's gonna cost him almost all of his resources to repair this. And Ballad's just gonna get out more Vikings, I hope. Nope, he's not. Well, he will eventually get more Vikings, just take out the battlecruiser. Easy peasy. There's no way Togo can turn this around, in my opinion. Maybe if he had 3 battlecruisers or something, then might be a slight chance. Of course, these Vikings are gonna get gunned down, but now the Marines joined the fray. 2 more Vikings are there as well, and pretty sure the tactical jump is on cooldown, so these Vikings might well be able to shoot the big-ass behemoth of a battleship out of the sky. There we go. Togo Star has his last hope destroyed, and GG's out of the game. Well, at least he GG'd. I mean, most cheesers get pissed at you if they cheese you and you hold. And you're like, yeah, it's not even fair. Look at you. What the fuck are you doing? Where? Not Togo. Well, he complained about the ramp and then probably sort of accepted his fate. Probably sort of accepted his fate. There we go. Talking is hard. And in the top left, the Red Zerg. On King's Cove, it's Barcode. Saying hi stream to Mr. Jim Tony from All Inspiration, the Blue Terran, who stopped like an hour ago. How dare he not stream? He was in there around 3 p.m. Fair enough. Well, we don't know who you are, kind stranger, because your name is just a series of I's and ones. And I's and L's and ones? I don't know. Probably. So we have a pretty early hatchery here. Well, standard, really. Well, Battlecruiser seems to be a valid strategy, I guess. But if your cheese fails a get back strategy, probably, I don't know, not the best idea. Like, Battlecruiser is a fallback strategy once you fuck up the cheese. Probably not too strong. Since you're already wasting a lot of... Well, with the Battlecruisers, the earlier it hits, the stronger they are, right? But I feel in TVT you should be able to kill them pretty easily with the Cyclones. Once you lock on. That should be working, right? So, who's gonna cheese here? Let's see. It all comes down to what the Zerg does after his spawning pool, and we see on the production tab a queen, 4 lings. Okay. Nothing too cheesy here yet. Some skirmish going down here at the 3rd base location. The poor drone is not allowed to fulfill his lifelong dream of becoming a hatchery. And is now even under threat from a bad boy called Reaper. His name is Lola. Don't judge him. He didn't pick his name. He didn't pick his gender either. But anyway, Lola didn't get the drone. He got a Ling though. So he's feeling pretty good about himself. But there is a queen defending this location, so Lola knows that he has not the best chances of getting in there. And of course, as soon as speed finishes, it's gonna be a tough one anyway. Because then the Lynx can actually surround Lola and give him hell. He decides to go away and possibly spots the... Nope, barely misses the... Really, really closely misses.
Command center upgrade complete.
Command center upgrade complete. Nice, okay. Great. So, Vikings are being made, Banelings are being made. Are we going to see a Baneling bust by... Yeah, probably. It looks like a Baneling bust, at least. From my perspective. Should see... Yeah, there we go. 22 Lings are on the way. Finally spots the third base. Gets the town on it before it pops with the armor. It's gonna be having armor as soon as it finishes, so... And we should see... Oh, actually... What did I miss? Did he just run in? He probably just ran in. He didn't even use the Banelings because Jimmy was not putting up his depots, I suppose. But those 8lings were taken care of, and now we are blocking. Yeah, this should be cleaned up. I think there's enough Hellions here to completely roast those Zerglings. Shouldn't have committed to this fight. Should absolutely not have. Even with Banelings, yeah, it might have been different though. I mean, Banelings would have killed the SCVs. If we look at the state of the game, Jimmy is quite behind in army, but at least 3 workers ahead. Which, at this state of the game, Terran should be behind in workers a bit, because he has mules as well, so the income is clearly favoring Jim Tony here. He's almost doubling the gas income as well. Because I think Zerg is still on 1 gas. Yes. And he's not saturated his third base, he's still building Lings, he's fully committed to this attack. And now we will see Banelings in the mix as well, but there is a pre-base wall here, a wall at the natural. But there's a back entrance where there's some Hellions waiting, and Hellions are moving out now though, it's gonna be so dangerous. Ooh, if he could surround these Hellions, Jimmy is gonna be in deep shit, but I think it's not gonna happen. Banelings drop on the supply depots, but the main wall is still standing. There's no more Banelings on the field currently. Well, actually 5 are being made, they're coming up the ramp now. Good positioning there with the Hellions, but now there's Banelings in the mix, you have to be careful. And Jimmy's losing his army here. The SCVs cannot really engage because there's too many Banelings. Tries to blow some up with the SCVs and all the SCVs die. Jimmy still had 6 workers somehow during all this. But now... Well, I mean... Lift the damn building, Jimmy. Dude. There we go. Siege tank will definitely help. And, I mean, Zerg has to make more Lings. He's trying to transition out now. He made 40 drones. It might work. It might work. It might actually be working. Hard to read. I mean, Zerg made the drones at the right time, I guess. And he stopped committing now, but Jimmy is not committing to an attack or something either. He's just building back up. Probably has his third finished, almost at least. And has a nice army lead. Should be able to defend easily here any incoming attacks. And it all comes down to if he can take his third base now. I'm guessing he will be able to. But we're gonna find out. Soon. Soon. Anyway, the Zerg's aggression has definitely failed. We are transitioning into a macro game now. The Ling Flood Baneling. I think he was too greedy there. If he had gotten some Baneling with the first attack, he might have broken Jimmy's hold there at the top of the ramp. And then at that point, once the Hellion number gets called, the herd gets called, you can just keep flooding Lings and maybe overwhelm the Terran. If he can't get back up, if you can't get the wall back up, he should be fine. Pesky little Ling here, deciding that Jimmy cannot take the space currently. Centrifugal Hawks now coming up the Baneling speed, as well as 1-1 melee. And we have a quite significant number. Is this going to be like a mid-game Baneling bust now, or is it just defensive? I mean, looking at this, I'd say Jimmy's in deep shit. Because how is he ever going to move across the map and put on pressure with this much Ling Bling on the move? There should be a Spire up as well, but I don't think we have a hive yet. There we go. We have a lair. There should be a Spire coming up now, because if you want to do this style, you should have Mutas in the mix as well. And he should be grabbing his guesses anytime now. Jimmy managing to establish his third base here nonetheless. He's pretty equal in income. Managed to equalize the worker count as well. Keep in mind that 45 workers is super low for Zerg at 10 minutes into the game. He should be at 70 to 80 drones here easily, but he committed so hard to Lings. But guess what? Those Lings are not doing anything, so every minute here is working for Jim Tony. He can only profit from this. A passive Zerg will always take second place behind a passive Terran. Because once Terran gets his army out, Terran just trades better than Zerg does usually. Well, it depends on what kind of army, to be honest. But, I mean, Zerg should be halfway to Broodlords by now if he wants to play the passive game. And for that, he needs a fort base that's saturated. Neither of which he has. Jimmy making more factories to make more siege tanks. And the production is kicking in now. Jimmy will equalize the army lead shortly, and then, I mean, Zerg's gonna be in deep shit here. He has a mediocre creep spread for the state of the game. And his army is not worth much anymore. He's gonna have to too, but so will Jimmy. So, I don't know, even vehicle weapons are on the way here for our blue Terran. And still no Spire. Still no tier 2 units, just Lings and some Banelings. And still not 80 drones. I don't know what Zerg is spending his money on. What is going on? Spend the money. There we go, Infestation Pit coming up. Jim Tony now equal in army, but ahead in workers. And this starts to look scary, actually. 3-3 being done immediately after 2-2, which will give him an upgrade lead. Keep some tanks at home. Yeah, will this be a base trade? It might be. Lift the depots, lift the depots, lift the depots. There we go. Good job. And he tries to circumvent the creep, but Zerg has seen him now, I think. Oh, doesn't finish the tumor. This is a bad position for the Zerg to be in. Love how the siege tanks gets... Well, it was a bad position for Jimmy to be in. Gets surrounded and destroyed by banelings. Wow. Yeah, having the tanks unsieged and then getting attacked, jumped on by Zerglings is probably what cost him the engagement there. I don't think the siege tanks got out many shots. And now we have a wall of banelings coming in. Oh, nice Widow Mine hit there, but... if he can hold this, he's in an A-okay spot, but it's gonna be tough. Actually, there's Widow Mines on top of the ramp. Oh. Okay, I think he can clean this up. There's not much left from the Zerg army. And the Zerg is making more lings. Jim Tony's still doubling the army supply of his opponent now, although most of that is in medevacs. But he is doing good. And once again, oh, I got the active creep tumor, so that creep spread is halted for good there. It's a bit heavy on the banelings here. Looking at this army, there's not... yeah, well, okay. Oh boy, what a hit! Oh, that was about 7 or 8 mutas worth of money gone there in a heartbeat. In a flash. And gone. This hatchery is not going to live very long. Of course, the Widow Mines are still on cooldown. Next batch is coming in now, but sieging right on top of the Banelings. Banelings get taken out, though. The Lings will melt to this 3-3 Marines. They don't have 3-3 yet, so the upgrade advantage for Marines is tremendous. Marines probably the strongest upgradable unit in the game because they shoot so fast, so the damage that bonus that they get is tremendous. You see how those Lings just melt if they run in here. No Banelings, no win. GG, Jim Tony, well played here. Versus the barcode. Next up is Rockist. Versus Surreal. In the top left of Automaton, well, bottom left really, it's the yellow Protoss, it's Rockist, with the awesome tag here. Facing off versus the purple Zerg with his shorts. It's all inspiration Surreal. Protoss with the retro robes, and Zerg with the standard skin here. No, actually it's the... I think it's the... yeah, it's the Simulant skill. Nice. Nice. And it looks like a pesky probe's coming across the map to do some stuff. Let's follow her. Yeah, it. The thing. The thing. Let's follow the thing. Let me check something real quick. Is it gonna be a cannon rush? Rockist, are you gonna cannon rush? You're gonna cannon rush. Oh, that's gonna be a very evil thing to do. There's also no vision, because the Overlord is not aura. I think if it was here, it might be able to spot it. Yeah, just barely. But he saw that, right? You saw that second probe moving in there. Pylon is up. It's gonna be a gateway, man. Not only a cannon, but a gateway as well. Yeah, might as well start building stuff if you're here already. Yeah, I mean, why not? Better be ready at home though, because once that pool finishes, it's gonna be Zerglings, and they might just go across the map and kill you. Cannon will do absolutely nothing here. One down here would be nice though. Like right about here, just outside of the vision range. I think, did he see it? He still hasn't spotted it. Oh wow. Completely oblivious. There we go. Now he sees it, now he knows. But it's walled off even, that is so smart. It's walled off. How are you gonna counter? The pool is in range of the cannon, oh my god, that's the worst case scenario. That is the worst thing that can happen to you as a Zerg if your pool is in range. Oh wow, he's gonna build a second pool. He has to, because the pool will fall. And now there's a Zealot out. There's not even links on the map yet. There's not even links being built. He had to spend the money on a... Oh, this is brutal. Oh, this is hard to watch, man. Wow. Wow. Zealot's gonna get surrounded by the drones and eventually taken out by Queen and drone, but the second one is already up and the pool will not even be finished by the time this pool falls. So yeah, that's a bad day to be a Zerg. A bad day to be a Zerg. You know, that is the reason why they put this into the game, so Protoss couldn't wall off your ramp. That's the whole reason this is in the game, because this was happening all the time back in Wings of Liberty. And now there's two of these chunky zealots, and Surreal has to call the GG. And next up is game number 4. In the top left of Port Alexander. From 4XL. It's the Red Terran Armageddon. Facing off versus the Blue Terran, my good friend, the Belgian Animal Mother, also known as Kruger. This game is played on Europe. And let's see what evil plan Kruger has hatched for today. Armageddon going for the Rex as well as Kruger is. So currently all is in order here in this mirror matchup. Stretch out from time to time, guys, if you're sitting for a long time. Also, while you're at it, think about what nice cheese game you played this week on ladder or last week or the week before, you know. And send them to me. Replay@fizzben.com. Or find me in Discord and drop it there. So we can cast your game. Because having games cast is awesome. Also, we need to keep the omelettes coming, you know. Can't falter on the omelettes. Ballot's gonna be devastated if we start making omelettes. Can't let that happen, man. It's just not right to do that. No walling yet, so Kruger's SUV will find out what's going on here. Trying to block the wall off. And wall gets thrown down anyway. No, not a Reaper. A reactor is being made here. As well as a factory by Kruger. And meanwhile we see a Marine, no Reaper, but 2 Marines are out and on the way. For Armageddon, who is trying to enter the world, as is due with his name. As is due with his name. So, a starport coming out as well. Are we gonna see Cloaked Banshee rush here? Possibly. Possibly. Yeah, we're gonna see Cloak Banshees here. The reactor. The factory is only here to build tech labs for other buildings, you know. It's just a pro forma building. Cloak being thrown down immediately, as well as Banshees. It's gonna be an early Cloak push. And the Siege Tank is not good at shooting up. He's good at absolutely obliterating everything on the ground, but shooting up is not one of his strong suits. I don't think he can even hit anything, even if the object he shoots at is directly in his shot path. He cannot hit air. That's not how StarCraft works, and you well know this if you know StarCraft. The Marines, though, can shoot everything up, down, wherever, you name it, they can shoot it. If you can point at it, they can shoot it. These guys have chunky armor, look at them. It's basically a Warcraft 40k Chaos Marine, look at them. They even have like these Iroquois hairstyles. Wow. What a skin. What a time to be alive to play such Marines. Not the boring ass Marines that Kruger has here. Look at them. Look at them. They're so 0815. I don't know. Can you even say that? 0815 in English? I don't think so. I don't think that works in English. Anyway, a Liberator is out and ready to bring freedom to whoever comes up this ramp. But Liberator not too good at dealing with Banshees either. Especially if the Banshee's cloak, because then, yeah, I mean, the Lib's just not gonna see it. There's enough Mariners out, though. If we can get off his can, which I don't think he has the energy for. Yeah. That boy's fucked. It's gonna have exactly one scan in about, I don't know, 20 seconds. And I think the Marine number is going down, but the Vikings might be able to deal with this. Scan is ready now, and the Banshee has to get out of the scan range. Oh, it gets taken out. At this point, I would switch to a tech lab and build a Raven, and then you're safe from this. There is, of course, an army moving across the map. Kruger is equaling Armageddon in army, but we have a mech army here and siege tanks on the high ground, which will, of course, prevail over anything on the low ground. Red goes faster. Yes, yes, indeed. Oh, yeah. The omelette. The omelette is being made here. The push is gonna be coming in here soon, and he actually moves over to the tech lab, but is not making a Raven yet. But little does he know the Banshee aggression. The Banshee aggression has stopped. And Kruger looks like he's indecisive here, waiting for some reinforcements maybe. Okay, he has 3 siege tanks out now, as well as a couple of Mariners. And we have 4 siege tanks, a Lib, and 3 Vikings. 2 Marines, 4 Marines, okay. So it's a weird army combo here. Raven's gonna be out shortly though. Will of course help, can incapacitate the siege tank if he wants to. Meanwhile, we are expanding here, so if he can keep the Terran contained a bit, he's gonna get the upper hand eventually. If he doesn't just die to the push that's inevitably gonna be coming across the map. In siege tank battles, usually the guy with the air advantage has the advantage on the ground as well, because he can spot the siege tanks of his opponent, while the no air superior player has to scan for the siege tanks locations, because also, as you all know, siege tanks can shoot farther than they can see. If they can see. If someone tells them to shoot there, they can. They can do it. Do it. Bit of a passive game here after the first aggression. Terradin is just trying to macro up and negate any damage he might have caused to himself with his unsuccessful cheese. But now we're moving across the map, and Siege tanks are sieged. Ooh, this is a costly engagement for Terradin. He loses everything he had on this side of the map. But guess what? The Banshee's waiting to move back in. I don't think there's any missile turrets. Yes, there is one actually. And the Banshee's gonna run right into it. There is a sort of an army at home, but it's very small as of now. And if Armageddon decides to go... Well, getting some SCV damage there is nice, of course. But now the army comes back, so want some more time here. Still ahead in workers. Down a bit in army. I think he should be fine with the bunker and everything. If he can get his army together. Of course the siege tank advantage is going to be brutal here for Armageddon. With doubling the siege tank count. And the air advantage as well. Of course, tremendous. I don't think Terradin's going to be able to catch up there, but if he gets out enough Marines, he might just melt the Vikings if Armageddon makes a sloppy move there. But he still needs lots more units. Don't move out, defend, because you cannot engage this on the open field. You need a positional advantage, some ramp or something. At least siege tanks, because... Might get a siege tank for his efforts, but nope. Oh, this looks very bad here for Terradin. Not sure he can do it. Can't lose siege tanks in a mirror matchup. Even though so much supply for Armageddon is in his air army, that air army is giving him an advantage. Although if the bio can get on top of the tanks, he might be able to take everything out, and that's exactly what happens. Bio gets on top of the tank, and almost everything gets taken out. Vikings had to be landed, and now the tank advantage is gone. Of course, Armageddon can still land his Vikings, but now the last siege tank is under fire. Last siege tank goes down, and nothing can shoot the ground currently. Landing the Vikings is a very, very brave last-ditch effort, because Vikings do not do good versus anything except maybe SCVs. They will prevail based on the number advantage, but looks like Terradin has made a comeback here. Lack of ground army cost Armageddon that last fight, and now there's not much left for Vikings and a Liberator, and the Liberator has been bruised a bit already. Will he react in time to pull back his siege tank? He might not be able to. And still under siege here, but we have Viking out now. And blunders the Viking into the bunker range here. And the Vikings will die to this bio ball, and the rest will be cleaned up here by the Viking of Terradin. And Armageddon says, ah. Yeah, well, this looks good for Terradin now. I mean, he's tripling the army supply, and Terradin says, yeah, TVT, man. TVT is brutal. He's not wrong. He is not wrong. Can he close out the game, though? Just all in from you? Was it though? I mean, Terradin did the all in. He answered with a timing push, or I don't know. You lost already? How? I don't think. I mean, he's ahead in workers. I don't think he's lost. Do you think he's lost? I mean, there's gonna be a third base up for Terradin in a couple of minutes, but yeah, I mean, production-wise, Terradin's looking a-okay. Armageddon's just getting production up, so I guess Terradin has a huge advantage here. It's gonna have a huge army advantage in a couple of minutes at least. Yeah, because of the siege tanks, right, Battle? Siege tanks are brutal in TVT. But I think he should have spread out his tanks a bit better there, and the bio wouldn't have been able to take out everything, I think. Or he would have lost massively more bio. But yeah, Terradin's gonna rocket ahead now in army supply. Even though the income is about equal. The third base is gonna kick in soon, and he has a huge park of buildings here that can make units. Armageddon is getting there. He's making factories, but it's gonna take a while to get out those expensive mech units. Making a ninja base, okay. Making a ninja base because he's a ninja. He's a ninja. He also has a lot of SCVs that are not doing anything productive here. Can pull off 9 of these as well. Sent them down, though I guess the Marine is gonna get suspicious, and this should be enough to tip off Terradin that there's something wrong, very, very wrong indeed, and I think he might just send the SCV down there. Yeah, Armageddon is tanked up again, though. Medevacs are gonna be taken down here. The Liberator almost falls immediately. It looks like Terradin is pushing across the map finally with his bio ball. And this bio ball is actually a good counter to the army comp, because the only thing that can really hurt this bio ball is the tanks. The tanks are going to be exposed because the rest cannot shoot down. Well, the Lib can technically, but only in a zone of control. So that's going to be a toughie to hold here. Missile turrets are not going to do you anything good versus this army. This army melts through everything like a hot knife through butter. Or a regular knife through an omelette du fromage, depending on what you prefer. And I think Terradin could have just finished the game here. He's gonna go scouting for this ninja base down here though, and it's just taking 2 more expansions. So Terradin knows he's ahead, and he's gonna get further ahead, or gonna try to get further ahead at least. Lip sieging up. Base still unspotted here down south. I don't think Terradin interpreted correctly where those SCVs were going. I'd just not have noticed. I'm not sure Terradin even needs BCs at this point. Look at the scary bio ball. It's going to annihilate everything that runs into it. So many Marauders, so very good versus mech. Of course, siege tanks are scary if they're spread out, but Terradin is gonna have 3-3 ready soon. And what is, yeah, it's 3-3 versus 0-0, so sorry, but this ain't gonna, there's no coming back from this, I think. Yeah, Marauder's very strong. Base has been found out, and 1 Marine will be able to shut this down completely. The SCVs are getting taken out even. And eventually this base is gonna die to this 1 Marine, especially if 4 Vikings come along and help. The bio ball is on his way now as well. The 3rd base is up again. But versus Terradin's 4 bases, I think it's gonna be okay here. Nice positioning here of the siege tanks, of course, in the middle of those 2 ramps, so he can prevent an attack on both bases. Sort of. And Terradin's just biding his time, getting more ahead. He's a bit behind in workers now, but he's ahead in bases, so that should equal out with the mules. What the hell is this? Oh, the scan's so loud though. Jesus. I'm gonna have to put the game sound down a bit again. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Just a tiny wee bit. There we go. Okay. Bio now coming in. Gets the siege tanks up just in the nick of time, and the siege tanks melt through Bio if they get sieged up. Bio has to be on top of these siege tanks to take them out. Still up 50 army supply though, Kruger. Where is all your army at? It's at home, waiting for the counter push. There's marines spread out all over the map, so Kruger knows exactly what's up. And if he can catch those siege tanks unsieged, he will just have a very bad day. Ooh, that's a good position to siege up, and if he sieges up there, there's no way he's attacking up this ramp. Don't move too far north, Kruger. What are you doing? Yeah, but you can't get a concave up a ramp or something like that. It's hard, especially if half your army is out of position. But it's gonna get us around now. I think if you can attack from both sides, it's gonna be fine, because then he's gonna have some sort of concave. But he opts for the counter attack instead. And if Armageddon knows he can't lose the space, so he floats it back. But with siege tanks, you can't just go in and kill everything. You can't just run in and annihilate. You have to siege and go slowly. And looks like Terran's going for the throat here. Armageddon not doing anything. Is he gonna pull back? Is he gonna go ahead? He's gonna go ahead. There's one siege tank and a lot of bio waiting. More bios being produced. Meanwhile, at home, he's gonna lose everything. And I think this base race is already over before it began. Because once you're on top of Terran's production, Terran's just not gonna be. It's like you got him at the throat, and they can crash a bit, but they're gonna run out of air real quick. And this looks like it's gonna be the killing blow. He didn't even manage to get anything done here with this army. He might be able to take out this expansion, sure, but does Terran really need that expansion down south? I don't think so. He's A-okay for minerals, and Gas is doing a phenomenal job in spending. It's up 100 army supply, and it's gonna go downhill here for Armageddon from here on out. There's not much he can do. Totally do. Losing the upgrades hurts, of course. Remember, Terradin's units are 3-3. Meanwhile, Armageddon is on 1-1 for his army, for his mech. So, yeah, it's just a matter of cleanup, and I don't think he has any floating buildings. Yeah, he has one. It looks like he's gonna try to attack. The bio is waiting to flank, so as soon as he moves up that ramp. Actually, if he can siege up on the ramp, he's basically unattackable. He's gonna leapfrog forward. Meanwhile, up here we're gonna have some cleanup done. I'm not sure we should engage into this Terradin. I think to finish this, you should just switch to Banshee and Viking production. 6 Vikings will be out soon. It's actually, he's gonna lose his Vikings here. Also lost part of his bio ball. And he's gonna have to be careful, because this is now a close thing again. If he loses too much of his production, he might have trouble finishing off his opponent. He might have to run into a draw here. Because Armageddon still has the air advantage, and then he might even lose everything. I don't know. Although, I mean, Terradin has the whole right side of the map covered. He's even running some SCVs into the enemy fire. Supposedly so he can make more marauders. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Battle. If he had attacked with all the bio immediately, he would have won. I mean, Armageddon is dead in the water. There's no production left. There's one. I don't even think he has an SCV. Yeah, he has 7 SCVs somewhere, actually. Ah, there's one. Okay. Where's the other guys? Oh, they're still with the army. Okay. So the SCVs are with the army. He has enough money as well for two command centers. And looks like Turian's gonna go the Marauder route. He's making Marauders. And he's looking for buildings. You should really pull this back and just come here, annihilate. Come on, Turian. F2 already! Gotta clean up the last production here that Armageddon had. And he's gonna lose a Viking, maybe? Nope. The siege tank saved the Vikings' asses and annihilate the little marine ball that was trying to come down the ramp. Why would you move them up there? They're both being very careful now. Oh! Okay, we have a drop going out. He's gonna try to come around. Oh, if he could only take out those Vikings, he would have no high ground vision. He's gonna have a siege tank on the high ground now as well. Where are you going with your Marauders, dude? What are you doing? You're gonna lose all of your production. Keratin! Well, he still has 39 workers. He still has, he's making more production up here. Okay, well, you know, it's not that important. Just pull your army together and go down there and kill everything, dude. He's like quintupling the army supply of his opponent. And he's still walking around the map looking for stuff. Missile turret is taking out some Vikings and still not coming back with his stuff. This is killing me. Is he just giving Armageddon some hope? Just to crush him? I mean, Armageddon sees what's coming up the ramp there and he knows he is screwed. Even up this ramp, I think this bio ball will still take out all the siege tanks here. It's just too much bio. There we go. Oh my god! Boom! Down you go! And GG is called. Kruger takes the win after being very reluctant and not playing out his strengths. Going on to game number 5. Cyril again. Rockist and Cyril played earlier. Now Cyril is playing alone. The red Zerg of all inspiration. Cyril, bottom right, Kairos Junction. Versus the blue Protoss. It's Rude. Rude. The blue Protoss. Rude is making a pylon. As we can see here in the production tab that I just brought up for you guys. And Cyril is looking like he's going for a hedge first build, which is pretty standard in all matchups. Except maybe Zerg. Depends. Then again, what do I know? We have Rude marching his probe down to a peculiar spot. Yeah, Ballad. I don't care today. Cyril deserves to be in another game. You just have to be sneaky. You just have to be sneaky, Ballad. You just have to play an all inspiration member and submit it in their name, and then you can have another game of yours being casted, you know. Maybe you should play in the all inspiration rush tournament. But it's a bit late for you as well as for me, right? Anyways, Cyril has thrown down his hatchery and the pool and the gas. And the probe is still waiting here for probably, I don't know, a proxy Dark Shrine or proxy something that's gonna go down there. Eventually. Oh, you're a master now. That's right, I saw your promotion post the other day. It's been a while already. Did you promote to 2 already? Or are you still a master 3? We see a forge coming up here. As well as a cybernetics core. And a pylon down here in the bottom left. It's not really that much closer to the enemy, but it's an unexpected location. Well, Master 3 still masters, so it's still very good. Some links have been made by Cyril here. And what is he going to do down here? Putting down a Twilight Council. Okay. So we're gonna see a Glaive Adept 8 gate all in? Is that it? But you need 2 bases for that, so no. Why are you making cannon at home? Oh god, making cannon in the wall, okay. Blinkstalkers? Possibly. What are you gonna do? Dark Shrine, okay. Proxy Dark Shrine. And if this hits the Zerg unawares, it's gonna be very, very hard to hold. I mean, some Zergs make blind Spore Crawlers. And of course there's tech missing in the base of Protoss. So if he scouts, and he knows that, he will see that. Currently he's just making a wall off. I mean, a wall off will help, but a queen will fall very fast to DTs. And do we have a lair yet? No, we do not. We're gonna have roaches though. But anything that cannot shoot cloaked units is bad versus Dark Templars. They're gonna be done by the time the gateways hit, almost at least. And it's gonna be probably 3 Dark Templars warping in over here and marching across the map very soon. Oh, he's even gonna proxy warp them in, possibly. This is a roach pressure build, though, I think. There, the layer is coming up, and once the layer finishes, you can actually morph an Overseer and deter the threat. But by then, there might be too much damage done. We're gonna see how this will pan out. Let's zoom out a bit here. The hole is open. Oh, you should not attack here. Why would you attack here? Just go up there. Kill the lair. Kill the spore. Kill the queen. Kill the spore. Kill the spore. Kill the spore. The spore is going down, and we're making Overseers immediately, but he's gonna lose this mineral line. Kill them minerals! Well, not much damage done so far. I don't like this for Rude. I mean, there is a spore down there, some units. But he might lose the lair. It's not gonna hurt him if he loses pool. Well, he's gonna have to make it, but it's not making units out of his pool. And now the Overseer is here. And you don't really want to lose these DTs as well. He's getting another queens for his effort and even saves 1 DT. Some damage has been dealt, but Cyril is still ahead in workers and equal in army supply, so I don't think the damage that needed to be done was done here in this occasion. Of course, Cyril needs to counter first and kill his opponent. Zealot legs are coming up now for the Protoss, as well as a second cannon, probably as safety somewhere. Oh, he's actually safeguarding his proxy pylon, where he's slow warping in. Okay, I mean, you can do that. It's gonna take forever, but I mean, does the warp gate reset the moment you start to warp in, or the moment the warp in's finished? Because then it actually makes a tremendous difference in the unit count you can push out of gateways. Because otherwise it wouldn't, so I'm guessing this is actually a scary Zealot army. He's looking for a third base that is not there. I think he can just eat through the Roach Warren here, and then Zerg is gonna be in a bit of a pickle. I mean, as soon as he gets on top of these roaches, don't pull back, you have this! He could have... I'm 100% sure he could have just powered through this. I mean, he can wait for another couple of warpins, because obviously Zerg can only make Hydras now, which is not a problem though. Hydras are pretty good versus this comp. But Zealots could have powered through this ballad, I think. I think he could have killed this easily. Because once the Zealots get on top of the Roaches, they are doomed. Zealots actually win a one-on-one versus a Roach. If the Roach is not on creep and be a micro. See how fast they chew through these? So crazy, man. Zealots is so good. Yeah. Probably right. Although Zealots tend to lose their viability. I'm not sure I would choose the same, to be honest. I think for the strongest team I think for the strongest team build I would play 3 Protosses. Because they definitely have the strongest armies. If they can get up the number count, it's... If you have the right comp, it's unbeatable, I think. For me, at least. I know I'm not a pro or anything, but Protoss feels super strong at the moment. The cannons did him a lot of good here. Now there's Hydras out. I think he... Wow. That was rude. How dare he insult Surreal's family? That's not right, man. Don't do that. If you play games, don't do stuff like that. That's just... I mean... Say something like, I hate you, but it's just not right. Something like that. Whatever, but... In the bottom left, we have Blisk, the red Protoss, playing versus Guts, the blue Protoss. I think Jimmy sent this one in. Not sure why, or who, or how, but, I mean, I'll take it. Let's see, with Blisk, what evil shit's Blisk doing with his Protoss today. Usually he cheeses. Yeah, we have enough salt for this omelette, I think, and for the next one as well. Blisk with the proxy base in his opponent's face. Proxy base in your face. Boom, bada boom, boom, bada boom, boom. No, wait, Blisk. Is Jimmy Blisk? Is Blisk Jimmy? It might be. It might be some secret account. We might have stumbled across something here. Anyway, we're gonna see cheese. It's gonna be a proxy 4-gate. Boom! Yeah, this is gonna hit like a truck. 2-gate versus 4-gate. It's gonna be a tough hold, especially if he doesn't see it coming. And I think by the time this... There's absolutely nothing here, nothing. A single pylon and a nexus, that's it. Oh boy. 2 zealots out. 1 zealot will be ready to defend this. But he will not have a good day here. Even... Oh, he misses the wall in as well. Yeah, unstandard proxy locations. Throwing down some cannons. The cannons will finish up as well. So Guts actually has a chance of holding this. It's gonna have 3 cannons out here. 2 pylons. Panic mode has succeeded and there's actually a probe killing a probe over here. Now it's getting surrounded and annihilated. And the probe that was hiding inside the base got taken out here for Guts as well. So this is gonna be an interesting game now. This is gonna be an interesting game. Cybernetics card coming up for Guts. Meanwhile, Blisk's not showing any intention of transitioning out of anything here. No, he won't. But he's also gonna have trouble breaking this ramp. I don't think you can have enough zealots to break this ramp. Like, what do you figure? You need like 40 zealots to break this ramp? 30 zealots, maybe? I mean, you can take out the gates and then the Protoss is basically dead, but you can just wall off behind it and you're never gonna be able to break the wall. Once the shield battery goes up, that gets cancelled immediately. Wasting a zealot here downstairs, actually he gets away. Okay. Making a robo. Where did he build the robo? Okay, he built it here. Making a robo. Yeah, I mean, if he can get out... Oh, no way, he's going air. Yeah, God's paying respect here. He's also going air. Where though? Oh, it's gonna proxy a void ray down here. Yeah, well, if you can hold, and there's absolutely nothing to defend us here. We don't even have warp gate technology, I think. We will have, though. I think by the time void ray hits, we will have warp gate. But still, I mean, that... Oh, an oracle actually, even worse. Oracles kill probes so fast. This is gonna be interesting. How many stalkers do you need? Like 2 or 3 for an oracle, probably? I'd say 2. Possibly 3. Yeah, probably 2 should be enough. Oracle out! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, annihilation! That was brutal. Well, revenge is on its way, though. Oh, he actually pulls back to the wall. I think even pulling all the workers, he doesn't have enough to hold this. I mean, he can lose 5 more workers, but I don't think he should have maybe waited another warp in or something. I mean, he was gonna lose. He's not gonna lose the Nexus in one day, if you know what I mean. I mean, as long as the warp prism's there. We have force fields as well now. Yeah. Oh, you have a nice bunker line here. Would be a shame if someone were to go around it. You actually might kite those non-stalker units to death. And with the shield battery you might be able to hold. He still has a worker lead. The only difference is Blisk is actually working. Did he build a cannon? No, he did not, but oh, shield battery. Where's the oracle? There's 2 oracles. He should be able to take out the mineral line here. And 2 more stalkers and this push dies. Actually, with the shield battery, you might even be able to take out those stalkers. Oh, don't lose that stalker. You can't lose that stalker, dude. No. You can't mine. You can't build another stalker. Well, yeah, he might still prevail. Probably. Turns out drones are pretty good versus stalkers. They can surround them. And thus he died. I mean, there is an immortal now, but shield battery is gonna be able to keep the the cannon alive. I'm sorry. And turns out 2 oracles don't give a fuck about shield batteries because they just instantly one-shot a probe. At least it looks like it's. There's 1 more, 2 more, boom, and no more probes for you, Blisk. You are dead in the water. It's still a scary army though, but with the shield battery and the cannons you should be able to hold. Although It's so hard to say. Protoss units are so weird that way. I think with a second Immortal he could push through. But can he make a second Immortal? I don't think so. Well, he's killing workers again. Preventing mining. What a scrappy game this is. Oh, he's gonna go in for the Nexus. If he can get the Nexus. If you can get the Nexus. But Blisk doesn't have enough money either. Oh, the Oracles are coming in. Oh, it's a bit late. There's no more mining for Blisk for Guts ever, and actually Blisk is mining one probe. Are you fucking kidding me? But he doesn't have a cannon, so he's just gonna probe's just gonna die. Is this gonna be a draw? I mean, the Oracles can technically take out everything if given enough time, right? There's also still an Immortal out. The Immortal can probably... yeah, the Immortal will win this. The Immortal will just kill the pylon and then the two cannons one by one. I'm calling this. Blisk wins this game, even without probes. Although, there's still the Oracles. No, the Oracles. The Oracles should win this, right? Because Blisk doesn't have anything that can shoot up. Nothing at all. Yeah, no, the Oracles will win this. Damn it! Well, every time he activates the beam, it's just gonna pick up. Oh god. Oh god, oh, the Warp Prism. Is the Warp Prism so? No, the Warp Prism is full. It looked for a moment like the Oracles were shooting at the Warp Prism there. And the Cyber Core goes down, which doesn't matter. As did that hit. That did not matter either. That did not matter either. Well, well, well. Thing is, Blisk is still mining. If he can get a cannon up, he wins. Like one cannon here, Blisk wins this game. And there's only like, I don't know, 11 trips to the mineral line away from this. Although Blisk still has, yeah, Blisk still has the Immortal. So one cannon here, and he can mine forever, build a Phoenix, and win the game. Oh, that game. What a worthy last game. What a worthy bonus game. Oh, he doesn't have energy. Oh no, he built another worker instead of a cannon, you fool! One cannon right here. Game over. Although, I guess if he loses the last worker as well, it's over. But now he has enough money again. Oh, he has no forge. Well, that sucks. That sucks tremendously, actually. The Immortal is still fucking around here. Immortal's so good. Oh, and Guts get GG's out. No, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. That was not over, I think. That was not over. But well played by those two guys. And thanks, Jimmy, for sending it in. And thank you all for watching. This concludes episode 34. Nice game indeed. Thank you all for sending in. I hope to get more replays for you this week, so we can make another omelette together next Sunday. Meanwhile, thank you for watching, and we'll be seeing each other around. Good night.